Hello and welcome once again to Quarterlight. Today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different. It's going to be the Peugeot 404, but no ordinary Peugeot 404. The Peugeot 404 was introduced in 1960, and because of its great robust design, it can be seen still around Africa as a taxi. Now, because of that robust design, it did lead itself to some superb variations, one of which we're going to look at today. It's the Peugeot 404 Light Lorry. So let's have a look at that now. So there it is, the Peugeot 404 Light Lorry. And you can see that this brochure is from 1971. And it has really lasted the test of time just as well as the Peugeot 404 Light Lorry would have done. It's really in amazing condition. I struggle to call it a brochure, though. It is really just a two-sided sheet, if you will, which would have been handed out at the time. Now you can see the Peugeot 404 front end there, that very much a Pininfarina design. The front end looking very much like a Morris Oxford or Austin Cambridge Pininfarina. I don't know how they got away with it, but they seem to have sold a very similar design to lots of different manufacturers at the time, with just subtle variations, but you can certainly see that heritage in that vehicle. The Peugeot 404 pickups and light lorries came out in around 1967, and this is the uprated light lorry version with a huge payload of 2,240 pounds. And as it says on there, economy and strength for all types of rapid transport of medium loads. So a very useful vehicle, the 404 already being a very robust car that did stand the test of the time, and certainly there are still a lot of them running around in Africa. So let's look at the next side. And on the next page, still a very basic brochure, as you can see there. It's showing the platform of the truck, which could have different various bodies put on the back there, really well suited to that. A very basic bench seat interior, and two engine choices. We could get a petrol engine with a 1618cc engine and a diesel with a 1948 diesel. And as we zoom in there a little bit, we can see loading space, 160 cubic feet, a 2 or 3 seater cab, 2 doors, heating, de-icing, windscreen washer, tailgate opening down at the rear, spare wheel located at the rear under the floors, tyres were 17 by 380, adjustable bench seat, safety fascia panel with crash rolls, interior trimmed with leatherette, good manoeuvrability, and unloaded made easier by the downward opening of the rear tailgate, removable canvas cover and listing rails. So there we have it, a very sort of basic vehicle and a very basic fact sheet that went in it to sell the vehicle itself. So there we have it, the Peugeot 404 light pickup. Often when we think about Peugeots and pickups, we think about the Peugeot 505, which was introduced in 1979, and often forget this earlier version. The 505, of course, being the last Peugeot with rear-wheel drive. Peugeot really went for very conservative designs as opposed to Citroën, who went with very flamboyant innovation. I guess in some ways Peugeot won out, as it did in fact take over Citroën. But I do in fact really like both marques very much. I only really wanted to make this a very short video really, as it wasn't much of a brochure. But in fact, we will of course return back to the Peugeot 404 at some time in saloon versions, and indeed other Pininfarina designs like the Morris Oxford and Austin Cambridge. So thank you once again for watching Quarterlight. Please do like and subscribe to see more brochures in the future. Do take care, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.